Well, good evening. Today is Saturday. It's kind of a Holy Week volcano, if you will. The text says, "Now the men who were holding Jesus in custody were mocking him as they beat him. They also blindfolded him and kept asking him, 'Prophesy, who is it that struck you?' And they said many other things against him, blaspheming him." That's Luke 22:63 through 65. As I read these terrible words, I found myself saying to Jesus, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jesus. Forgive me." I felt myself to be an actor here, not just a spectator. I was so much a part of that ugly gang that I knew I was as guilty as they were. I felt that if the rage of God should spill over onto those soldiers and sweep me away too, justice would have been done. I wasn't there, but their sin was my sin. It wouldn't have been unjust for me to fall under their sentence. Has it ever bothered you that sometimes in the Old Testament, when one man sins, many get swept away in the punishment that God brings? For example, when David sinned by taking a census of the people in 2 Samuel 24, verse 10, it said that there died of the people from Dan to Beersheba 70,000 men. In another example, Achan, he kept some of the riches from Jericho, and his whole family was stoned to death, according to Joshua 7. Maybe my experience in reading Luke 22 is a clue to the divine justice in this. It's my volcanic rebellion. An analogy came to my mind. The hearts of humanity are like a molten mantle beneath the surface of the whole earth. The molten lava beneath the earth is the universal wickedness of the human heart. The rebellion against God and the selfishness toward people. Here and there, a volcano of rebellion bursts forth, which God sees fit to judge immediately. He may do so by causing the scorching, destructive lava to flow not only down the mountain which erupted, but also across the valleys which did not erupt. But they have the same molten lava of sin beneath their surface as well. The reason I confess the sin of beating Jesus, even though I wasn't there, is that the same lava of rebellion is in my own heart. And I would almost guess it probably is in yours as well. I've seen enough of it to know. So even though it doesn't burst forth in such a volcanic atrocity as the crucifixion, it's still deserving of judgment. If God had chosen to rain the lava of their evil back on their own heads, and some of it consumed even me, I wouldn't be able to fault God's justice. I mean, we may wonder why God chooses to recompense some evils immediately and not others. I know I've wondered that at times. We may even wonder how he decides whom to sweep away in his judgment. Why 70,000? Why not 50,000? Why not 100,000 or 10,000? Why not just two? Why Achan's wife and not the greedy neighbor 2 tents down? I doubt that answers are available to us now. I can almost guarantee you they're not. We're left to trust that these decisions come from a wisdom so great that it can discern all possible effects in all possible times and places and people. How widely the lava of one person's rebellion and judgment will flow lies in God's hands alone. And I believe from Romans 8:28 that even though the lava of recompense overtakes me at a distance from that volcano, there is still mercy in it. I do not deserve to escape, for I know my own heart. But I trust Christ. And so I know the judgment will be turned one day to joy. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. For precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Do you trust in Jesus today? Friends, I ask you to do so before it's too late.